I was just starting to miss the sound of your voice.
How are you?
Whole. At last. Thank you for being by my side through all of this. I never realized I could have a true family. Or a true love.
Moon Maiden's blessings to you.
I'm glad things worked out for you and your family.
We are a small family. Smaller than I hoped for. But we are whole again.
How do you feel now? You seemed confused before.
It comes and goes, and eventually it will come more often than it goes. Time is far crueler than Shah could ever be. I do not think I will ever get better. But I wish to make the most of the time I have left with my family. Besides, I'm tougher than I look. I'll fight on, now that I have something to fight for.
What comes for you now?
Now this old lady will be getting in the way in your fine camp, I'm afraid. Don't worry. I shall pull my weight and help how I can. After so long in captivity, it feels good to use my hands again.
Selûne's blessings to you.
So you're a lycanthrope? Shadowheart shared some of her memories with me.
I am. But with Selûne's guidance, I learned how to control the beast long ago. I only let it loose again when my family was threatened. Unfortunately, I was unable to stop what befell us, as neither elf nor wolf.
What happened during all those years? What did they make your daughter do to you?
I'm sorry, but what happened in that room, that must stay within the family. Just know that we endured and are grateful for your help.
You accept your daughter's choice of name?
Of course. Only a fool would alienate his child over a name. Shadowheart must determine her own path. That is what the Moon Maiden teaches. Still, I am unused to it. I can only hope she forgives a slip of the tongue now and again, until I adapt.
What comes next for you?
My wife will need care. I wish to find somewhere quiet, close to nature, where the sun can warm us, and the moon can watch over us as we sleep. And Shadowheart, too, may wish to join us, perhaps, with her fine paramour at her side. Once you've put down this absolute threat together. I've gleaned enough from word around this camp to know you're more than capable. You will prevail.
A little rest to brush the road from Boo's fur, and then back to our adventuring.
When our minds mingled, I saw some strange things.
Oh? The mind of Minsk is a simple place. Of what strangeness do you speak?
The memories resurface, a lifetime of battles blurring into one. A single constant is Minsk, launching into the fray no matter the foe, be they god, monster, or man. It seems just the barest glimpse of what the man before you has seen and done, but enough to know that he has no right to still be alive.
Ah, wait! That look in your eye. I know exactly what visions of Minsk you have seen to cause you such wonder. My pants. Thrice laced, in the Rashomar style, so that a berserker might split skulls without fear of splitting britches, too. They are fiendishly complex, but fear not for Minsk. With training, he has learned to master the many little knots.
Never mind your pants. You've walked between planes, fought gods.
Well, As have you, no? Do not forget that when you gaze into Minsk, Minsk also gazes into you. We both fight evil, wherever it is found. The who and where are less important than the hamsters you meet along the way. On this matter of sharing memories, I see no reason for us to worry at one another's worms. If there is more we wish to know, we can simply ask, no?
Of course. A warrior speaks their mind, instead of reading others.
Exactly so. If I must peer into the mind of my enemy, I use an axe. For friends, there is ale. No, my friend. If you fear you have a question that Minsk cannot answer, then you can simply ask Boo.
I'd like to know a little more about you. You called yourself Nadeska before. What does that mean?
It is a phrase in the old tongue of Rashiman, meaning blunt blade. Even in the very belly of their battle rage, a berserker must always know friend from foe. A berserker who cannot must into battle with a blunted sword, so that their rage might harm none but themselves.
From what little I know, you've survived worse. I think the gods must be watching over you.
Boo and I, we thank you for your kind words, my friend. But Minsk knows when he has made a mess that is for him and him alone to clean. But still, I will strive to be worthy of this faith you show in me. After all, even a blunt blade can break some bones, is it not so?
The cub speaks.
I wanted to ask you something.
Ask it.
About that amulet I found in your house.
Oh dear. Should I brace myself for some fashion advice? But I suppose you have earned better than glibness from me. It was a gift from my husband Khalid. He was a harper. A better one than me, truth be told. Any idiot can swing a sword, but to believe in the cause with the whole of your heart, a much trickier thing. He died. Alone. In pain. And far too young. Murdered by a mage who craved immortality. I'll not grant it by naming him in the same breath as my husband.
The quiet, unassuming shadow to Jaheira's strength, Khalid was another warrior who helped end the Balspawn crisis. Shortly after, he was murdered by the mad mage John Irenicus.
Tell me something about him no one else knows.
I've never known a warrior to go so far out of his way to avoid a fight. Most harpers swagger and flash their feathers to catch your attention. Khalid was quiet to a fault. And when we were married, on an upturned cart in the rainy Dalelands, he stammered so much. I'd never been sure if our vows actually counted.
I'm sorry. I hope I didn't bring up any bad memories.
Nothing that wasn't already there. Fear not. But I've lived many lifetimes since Khalid died. You, twine your life around the people you love. And when they are gone, you grow around their absence instead. It is just another way they shape you. Which is my sage way of saying, I am in no danger of forgetting how my husband died. But I choose to remember how he lived.
You seem like an odd pairing.
The druid in me would like to say it was a thing of balance. The younger woman recalls rather more about a fine bottom, and the habit not to speak unless he had something to say. The songs make much of Khalid's meekness. The quiet little harper who had to keep a tight hold on his courage, but he had it when it counted. And more than that, he had compassion. When you live a harper's life, see all that a harper sees, that is by far the harder thing to hold on to. But a bard can tell you all the rest. As for all the things they cannot, well, I shall just have to keep those for myself.
Central watchtower of the Flaming Fists.
Hands down. You?
I can sneak in here. Security shouldn't be too tight. A few charmed innocents, maybe.
This is the palace of Cazador Zar. Entry is forbidden. Leave now, citizen.
The guard's words are clear, but spoken without thought or intent. Behind her eyes, you see nothing. She must be one of the charmed thralls Astarion mentioned.
I am inspecting the security on your master's orders.
Of course. Whatever the master desires. Enter freely, and of your own will.
So, Astarion, vampire dens. What should I expect?
Vampires would be a safe bet.
Hilarious. You belong on stage. Perhaps the blood-stained sort, with a hooded man standing by, axe in hand.
So long as there's a cheering crowd. As for vampire dens, I'd brace your nose. They can be very organic. Well, that's suspiciously welcoming. So this is it. I'm home. There's the same fading carpet. The same tasteless art. Nothing's changed. But gods, everything feels different.
What's it like being back?
It does feel strange. Breaking into your own home. Especially if murder's on your mind. Then again, this is hardly the strangest thing we've done together. Although it could be the most satisfying.
Are the servants charmed, like the guards in the tower?
Oh no, it's much worse than that. They're fanatics. Here of their own free will, and utterly devoted to Cazador. Each one came to our door, and begged to be given his eternal gift. They're sure he'll turn them if they serve him well enough. He'd almost feel sorry for the poor, deluded souls. But they're idiots who brought this upon themselves, so don't.
So, what's the plan?
If my dear siblings were right, Cazador's hiding somewhere below the palace. After so many years, I would have spotted any secret tunnels out here. The only place that was off-limits to us was his study. If the entrance is anywhere, it'll be there, through the ballroom.
Are you sure about this? You don't have to face him.
I've never been less sure of anything. But if I don't face him now, I never will. I'll spend the rest of my life running, watching the shadows, never feeling safe. No. This has to happen. Here and now. Also, there's a small matter of all that power I can steal from the bastard. So that'll be nice.
The Master is pure. His palace must be pure. No stain, no smudge, no taint. Pure.
The door is covered in intricate text, but you can't see anywhere a key might fit. Only a small round hollow engraved with a family crest. It's written in archaic Kozikuran, a rare version of an already obscure language.
There are inscriptions like this all over the palace. Cazador strictly forbade us from learning the language.
You can make out enough to recognize an incantation, but the specifics elude you. You can tell you're missing something, though. You spot a reference to the family signet. The indentation seems to be the right size and shape to fit a signet ring bearing the family crest.
Two centuries walking these halls, and I've never once seen the ballroom door locked. Cazador doesn't want anything going wrong tonight.
So what's the plan now?
If Cazador's hiding anywhere, it'll be behind the huge locked doors covered in secret writing. Our old kennel master Godi will have a key. But the writing? I've no idea how to read that.
Whatever killed this werewolf burned it up from the inside. Its throat and innards are more liquid than solid.
Where?
The woman's eyes are alert, verging on manic as she bustles about.
Everything's got to be right for the Master. Everything's got to be perfect. I'm so tired. It'll be over soon. I can rest.
It's Kozikuran, just like the symbols from that door.
One of Cazador's cheapest tricks. An illusionary wall. Behind it is a fetid little cell he'd throw us into when displeased.
I smell a trap.
I know you're there, Golly. Stop skulking and show yourself.
You always were sharp, little one. Sharp enough to cut yourself.
It's taking everything I have not to grind your rotten carcass to dust.
Don't be mad at Godi, child. I only did my job. Only kept you in line.
You tortured us. For days at a time.
Oh, yes. And you sang so sweetly for me. None of the others screamed like you did. But you're home now, and you brought me a treat, eh? A new friend for Godi.
Lay a hand on me and lose it, Bones.
Oh no. No, no, no. Godi is not worried by your threats. Godi has seen so much worse than you.
Oh, things have changed, Godi. We might surprise you.
I doubt it, little one. Come. Let's hear you scream one last time.
There's an inscription on the ring. Looks like the same language as that book from earlier.
We have everything we need to open the ballroom door. So let's not waste time talking. Cazador's hiding somewhere behind that door, and I'm going to find him. Dormitory. This is where the spawn were kept. When we were getting neither the carrot nor the stick.
We be worthy of you.
The door remains sealed, with naught to see but strange writing and a small hollow. Looking closer, you recognize the writing. It's the same Kozakuran script from the dictionary you found. The ring slots perfectly into place, and the door swings open.
You can't be here. No one in, no one out.
You're new. Cazador never kept guard dogs before.
The runaway spawn. You reek of the Master's scent. Come with us. Come to Master.
Excuse me? I will not be ordered around my own house by some blow-in mutt.
We bring you to him. We get his favor.
Time to move.
Always comes to this.
Another fight. Let's go.
Cazador skulking somewhere beneath us. In this defiled chapel the others mentioned. We just have to find the entrance. Then he'll be mine.
Stand on a clean metal platform, a beautiful but antiquated elevator. There are some scuffs to show its age, signs of things dragged onto it over the years, but it seems to be in good working order.
What in the hells? I never knew this was here. This was always Cazador's private quarters. Only he ever came in here.
Well, Him and the unfortunate souls we brought to feed him. This is all so grand. To think, it was just sitting here, lurking under the floor.
Do you think he built this dungeon just for the ritual?
I don't know. It feels older than that. Who knows how old? But Cazador will want a grand space for his ascension. A venue like this feels perfect. Now we just need to see what lies at the heart of this place.
A vampire nest. You truly can find everything in the city. I'd better keep my throat protected.
Let's not linger long. I have no desire to avail ourselves of a vampire lord's hospitality.
Just like the door to the ballroom upstairs, this door features no keyhole, but does have an indentation for a signet ring. The ring slots perfectly into place, and the door opens, assailing you with pungent, musty air. On the pillow rests a skull with a scroll clamped in its bony jaws. The skull's empty eye sockets flare with an eldritch gleam. You feel invited somehow to witness the skull's memories. It seems urgent. This skull is all that remains of the vampire Velioth. He turned Cazador, gave him the gift, and then taught him the rules of vampiric existence. Velioth's first lesson is always to dominate. Allow none to be your equal. Velioth recalls when Cazador reached out to a former friend. His punishment was to watch as Velioth drained his friend dry. Velioth's second lesson is that power comes from solitude. To share with others is to be weak, and to be weak is to fail and die. Velioth recalls when Cazador rebelled against him. Cazador suffered 11 years of impalement because he failed. Velioth's third lesson is to act not in haste. A near immortal has time to plan, time to act only when others will pay the price of action. Velioth recalls Cazador, his lessons learned, killing him in the rite of perfect slaughter. How they both laughed. Velioth recalls Cazador boiling the flesh from his skull, and then, to mock him, clamping his schooling scroll in Velioth's jaws. The skull's eyes flash a final time, and its jaws sag open. The scroll with all of Cazador's rituals is yours. Velioth is no more.
Even his precious rules.
Just like the door to the ballroom upstairs, this door features no keyhole, but does have an indentation for a signet ring. ring slots perfectly into place, and the door opens, assailing you with pungent, musty air. Approaching the cells, you're met with hollow-eyed faces. There's an almost physical stink of decay and neglect.
Astarion, do you know who these prisoners are?
I don't even know what this prison is. He hid all of this from me. And the others. If I had to guess, I'd say they're part of his ritual. But where in the hells do they come from?
You. I know you. You're the one from the tavern. You smiled and joked and got me drunk.
No. You're dead.
You called me so many sweet things. My name sounded like a lyric on your tongue.
Sebastian.
You remember me.
You were handsome. Shy. You'd never been kissed.
You taught me how. And then you destroyed me.
It can't be.
Beneath the dirt and blood, you notice that every prisoner has a rune carved into their flesh.
Look at the symbols. They all have scars.
So Cazador marked them too. Bound us all to his ritual. Gods. I know so many of these faces. They're my conquests. I pursued them, seduced them, and brought them to Cazador. He told us he was feeding on them, but he turned them to spawn. He turned every last one, so we'd have souls for this cursed ritual.
How long?
What?
How long have I been down here?
170 years. You were one of my first.
My family. My friends. They're gone. You took them from me. You took everything from me.
We'll set you free.
Free? We'll never be free while that monster lives.
That's why we're here. To destroy Cazador.
You can't. It's not possible.
Where is he now?
The Grand Chamber. Just ahead. But even if you can kill him, what then? What happens to us?
That depends on you. Can you control your hunger?
I don't know.
Trust me when I say I know the feeling, but you can resist the urge.
Whatever you do, just do it quickly. I can't go on waiting.
We'll be back. You have my word. Gods above. He kept Sebastian. I should have known what Cazador was capable of. He's played us for such fools. And not just 7 spawn to placate the devil. 7 spawn, and 7,000 souls bound to them in blood. Everyone, whoever trusted me enough to let down their guard, innocents, idiots, and the unlucky. It doesn't matter. I will need to sacrifice them all if I want to perform the ritual.
You can save them.
What's the point? They're as good as dead. I thought they were dead. If they are unleashed, they will cause incredible carnage. They will be ravenous. They must die. Better they serve a purpose.
There's still hope for them. You got out. You got better.
They're in a state far beyond anything that ever happened to me. Decades of hatred will have piled up inside of them. I can't even begin to imagine. We must find Cazador. This must end.
Hey! Hey, you! Come closer.
Oh, God. It can't be.
It is you. I knew it. I'll kill you. Once I get out of here, I'll kill you!
You're the children from the Monster Hunters camp.
Camp! Monster Hunters! The girl camp! Oh, God! My parents' camp! Chessa, focus! Resist the beast inside you! You promised! It's your fault! You did this to us! Didn't he tell you? He's the one that kidnapped us! He's the reason we're spawns! I'll kill you!
Yes. Now that you, mention it, I may have done that. Don't look at me like that. Cazador's orders. Quite the deviation from my usual routine, of course. Capture, not lure. I didn't bring them in with sweet rolls or anything. I really forgot about them. Felt nothing the moment I handed them over to him. Oh.
We promised their parents we'd save them.
Parents? You've seen my parents?
They're looking for you.
I miss them. I think. Or perhaps it's the hunger. Oh, I don't know. It's so hard to tell. You should go. Leave us here. We shouldn't be out there. We'd hurt our families.
I'm going to help you. How do I free you?
Behind the exhaustion, starvation, and fear, recognition stirs in her eyes. And with it, hope.
You really mean it? Cazador's got this stuff. It controls the doors. If you get it, you can set everyone free. If you get it, somehow.
All right. I'll free you once I have the staff.
Good luck. If you fail, well, I suppose we'll be seeing you again. In here.
Well, you clearly want to say something.
I just want to know if you'll actually set those prisoners free.
I'm not sure. I've been weighing my options. On the one hand, they're the key to my unlocking eternal power and freedom. On the other, well, it's my fault they're here. Yes, it was Cazador's command. I had no choice, but it seems now I do.
I'm sure you'll make the right decision.
I'm sure I will. Whatever the hell's that might be.
Who stands before us? Is this truly our prodigal son? Do not slouch before me, boy. Have you no respect for yourself? Look at you, crawling back after abandoning your family. You should be begging our forgiveness.
Forgiveness? You've never forgiven anything. Every mistake, every slip was punished.
I strove for perfection in all things, even those as imperfect as you. A pity you amounted to so little, despite my efforts.
No! No. Fuck you. And fuck everything you've ever done to me!
They told me you had changed. I dared not believe it. Oh, thankless child. Did I not bless you with our immortal gift? Did I not make you what you are?
You son of a bitch.
You truly forgot my power. You truly thought our bond as creator and creation was all that stopped you from killing me? Oh, you are weak, my child. You are a small, pathetic little boy who never amounted to anything. But today, you will finally do something worthwhile. You will burn, and I will ascend.
No! Stop him! Get me out of this!
Witness the birth of the Vampire Ascendant! Ecce Dominus! Pass on if you must, but I am only growing stronger! Our ritual is near complete. Can you feel its profane power? The age of the Vampire Ascendant is about to dawn!
for you! Wake up!
Get your hands off me, worm!
I'm not the one in the dirt. One last thrust. And I'll be free of you. I'll never have to fear you again. But if I finish the ritual you started, I'll never have to fear anyone. Ever.
You think me a fool? That I would allow anyone to usurp me, speak the words, and ascend in my place? The runes I carved into your flesh bind you and all 7,000 souls to the ritual. Complete it, and those bearing the scars will be sacrificed, you included. You are simply a means to an end. I made you to be consumed.
I am so much more than what you made me. I can do this, but I need your help.
If I help you complete the ritual, it will kill all these people.
These people died years ago. Trust me on that. All that's left are feral spawn, desperate for blood. If we release them, how many people will they kill? Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands? But if I complete the ritual, think of the power I'll have. With me by your side, we can save the city. We can save ourselves.
You can see the fear in his eyes, but also the hunger. The thick smell of blood in the air and the promise of power being so close is intoxicating to him. All he can see is the power of the ritual and the freedom that power brings. The freedom to do anything, to be anything.
I know you think this will set you free, but it won't. This power will trap you, just like it trapped Cazador.
You're right. I can be better than them. But I'm not above enjoying this.
Is it over? Is he...
Yes. He's gone.
What does that mean for us?
That depends. Can you keep your fangs to yourself?
What business is it of yours?
It will become everyone's business if you try to feast on half the city. This is just a friendly warning. Your choices are simple, really. You can hide here, living in the shadows like parasites. Or you could be more than what he made us to be. You can choose differently, of course. But the consequences are on your head.
And what does it mean for them?
Now, that's a better question. 7,000 spawn, from ancient conquests to stolen children.
Cazador's staff controlled everything during the ritual. If it controls the cells too, you could decide their fate.
Let's release them. They deserve the same chance you got.
And what of the living they feast on? Should they not prove as admirable as Astarion, they deserve a chance too.
The poor wretches in the cells are innocent. They shouldn't have to suffer just because I lured them here. They'll need someone to lead them. Take the tunnels into the Underdark. Find somewhere, well, not safe, but less perilous.
What? No, we can't.
Just try to keep them out of trouble. I think we're done here. Let's go. That's it. He's gone. After all these years, these centuries. It's really over.
How does it feel?
I'm not sure. I feel a little numb. What I've lost. What I've gained. It's all so much. And God, all those spawn. Free in the Underdark. I need some time, I think. Just to let it all sink in. Let's just go. This place reeks of death, and I want to feel alive again.
So Astarion didn't fulfill his master's ambitions for himself. At least that means he's his own man. Though, I'm a little surprised he didn't covet those powers.
They say that the only thing a vampire can feel is hunger. Nothing else touches them. Not grief or mercy. Or any sense of what is just.
Do they? Well, there must be something to it then.
Careful, Astarion. Despite your every effort to the contrary, I am in danger of thinking you might be a good man.
You killed one vampire, but released 7,000 of his spawn. Have you lost all sense?
They were innocents. To kill them would have been an even greater crime. But if you do decide to go hunting them, know they include your children.
They survived?
Well, that depends on how you define survived, really. But they are free. They're making their way into the Underdark as we speak.
This is difficult news. We will need to decide what it means. Thank you for what you have done. Slaying Cazador was a great justice. As for the rest, well, time will tell.
I will find my little ones. Wherever they are hiding, we will see what can be done.
elevator lies ready to carry you back up to the palace.
Let's get out of here. I've had more than my fill of this place.